It's a gloomy day here in DC, and I can tell you this much, it certainly feels like that if you are watching the Washington Nationals. I've got a bone to pick with Davey Martinez. It's probably not what you think.
You are Locked On Nationals, your daily Washington Nationals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, I am your host, Ryan Clary. You can catch me over on Twitter at RyanClary11 and as well as our show page at LO_Nationals. For all your latest Nationals news and notes, make sure to check us out over on Twitter. And of course, look up Locked On Nationals wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's on Apple, Spotify, and of course, the video version over on YouTube that you guys can catch over at search up Locked On Nationals. My apologies there. Later on in today's program, we'll be getting into the Nats and the Pirates having their second game of the series tonight. As let's be honest, last night was a bad game. 10-3 loss against the Pirates. The Nationals really just did not play their best baseball at all. They were down, and they never even kind of made it close past like the fifth inning. So we'll discuss that later on. And of course, the second segment, let's talk about the bullpen. It's a complete, utter mess right now. Today's going to be a gloomy show, as we were saying, because it's a gloomy day here in DC. It was gloomy last night in Pittsburgh. And right now around the Nationals and where they are as a team, it's pretty cloudy. So let's jump into it. But today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. And right now, new customers can get $250 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That is FanDuel.com. So the Nationals, they lost against Paul Skenes and Dylan Cruz. They had that matchup there last night. Dylan Cruz went over, and we're going to kind of jump into that a little bit later on in today's program. But the Nationals right now, losing 10-3. They are now 6-10 on this young season. They have lost 3 games in a row after playing really good baseball against the LA Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Nationals have just fallen back into it when you lose a series against the Marlins, and you've lost game 1 of this Pirates series, and you have a 4-game set in Pittsburgh. You have an opportunity to bounce back. But last night, nothing was clicking for the Washington Nationals. It was just one of those games where you have Alex Call, who has been one of your hottest hitters to date right now. He went 0 for 4 leading off. James Wood went 0 for 3. And then, of course, Keibert Ruiz, he had that 1 RBI hit. That was nice to see. Josh Bell, 0 for 4 in his return to Pittsburgh. Paul DeJong, he added 2 hits. Nasim Nunez making his first start of the season over at shortstop. He got 2 hits in there. He scored 2 runs, and he did have that strikeout early on in the game. And I will just say, Nasim Nunez was a bright spot of last night. We saw him all spring long kill the baseball, play really good defense, and now you see it in his game 1 as a Washington National, batting right behind Dylan Cruz. That was a really good showing for Nasim Nunez. This is now someone that I think a lot of people should have their eyes on within this organization. I don't know where he falls within this. I don't know where he ends up, because shortstop seems to be locked up with C.J. Abrams. Second base seems to be locked up with Luis Garcia Jr. But let's say the Nationals down the road decide to have him playing right or wherever he could play. And if he is hitting the way that he has been hitting through spring training and now through game 1, you're going to have to find a spot for Nasim Nunez eventually, or maybe he could be a trade piece down the road here. But he has been really impressive so far. So I do want to mention that, because that was the bright spot of yesterday's ball game. But now let's get into this. Davey Martinez. I think Davey catches a lot of flack for, in my opinion, not a very good reason. People complain about the bullpen. You complain about it, how Davey Martinez doesn't make the right decisions. He let guys go too long. He lets them in too short. He pulls the plug too early, whatever it is. Yeah, we can complain about him having Jake Irvin only go 5 innings or pulling Mackenzie Gore up their 90 pitches in 6 innings, whatever it may be. In that situation, I agree with you. Let Mackenzie Gore go the full 100 if he's looking like he could do that. Let Jake Irvin go the full 100 if he's feeling as if he could do that. These are now veterans in the league. These are guys who have established themselves as everyday major league starting pitchers. They should be treated like that. But my biggest gripe with Davey Martinez to date is the lack of consistency in this lineup. If you look across baseball today, and really even look back at the Nationals' successful years in the 2010s, they were pretty consistent within their lineups. The Nationals this season, in particular, they have not been. You have seen James Wood bat leadoff. You have seen him bat second and third and fourth. They have moved around everywhere. But the one concern that I really have is with one of your top prospects or former top prospects. And that is with what we saw last night with Dylan Crews. Dylan Crews should not be batting 8th in this lineup. He should never be batting 8th in any sort of lineup if you expect him to be what the Nationals expect him to be, which is an all-star caliber player. The fact that he is only batting 8th right now, well, really not just only batting 8th, but the fact that he is batting 8th in this lineup, in between Nasim Nunez and Paul DeJong, what are we doing? And we all know, we have covered it here. He has a 106 batting average, a 249 OPS, statistically one of the worst major league hitters in the game right now. It's not been good. It has not been pretty. The numbers indicate that he is an 8-9 hitter. I get that. But Jackson Holliday, with the Baltimore Orioles this past season, he struggled when he got called up to the majors. You have seen it time and time again with top prospects and their struggle for the first few months of the season. This is a tale as old as time. But in order to make those guys succeed, you have to give them, number one, a confidence boost. Dylan Crews needs that at this point. I saw a stat where his expected slugging is in the top 10 as far as like unluckiest hitters go. He is unlucky right now. He's not barreling up the baseball, which we've kind of understood now from day one. But Dylan Crews should be up in the top half of this lineup right now. Because what is one thing that I think in people, just in baseball, just kind of sleep on? It's protection. Dylan Crews has no protection within Nasim Nunez and Paul DeJong. Dylan Crews is going to be the target on those of the three there. He's going to have the target on his back. Nasim Nunez, like I said, good start in spring training. He had a good night last night. They're not going to be too concerned about his offensive capabilities as of right now. Paul DeJong, he has a 529 OPS. Not going to do too much for you. But Dylan Crews has the potential to be an all-star caliber player. The number 2 overall pick. Give him a confidence boost and put him up in the top of the lineup. When CJ Abrams is healthy, which, by the way, this Nationals offense, they miss CJ desperately at this point in time. Have CJ Abrams, James Wood, and Dylan Crews right in front of Keibert Ruiz and Nathaniel Lowe. The Nationals, they need to figure this out like yesterday. This is my main problem right now today with Davey Martinez. This is inexcusable. You remember in 2023 when CJ Abrams was struggling midsummer and everyone was like, well, what is going on with this guy? Why is it not working? And then all of a sudden, Davey Martinez put him at the top of the lineup. And lo and behold, this guy just has a breakout second half season, leads it all the way through 2024. And wouldn't you know it, he's an all-star. And was one of the best offensive shortstops in all of baseball from the midway point of 2023 all the way through the midway point of 2024. We need that right now here in DC with our right fielder, Dylan Cruz. And last night, he was in center field, but you understand the point here. Davey Martinez needs to get back into that kind of managing here. We need a confidence boost with Dylan Cruz. He is not going to succeed as the 8th hitter in this lineup. Now, I understand the message that is being sent, not just to Dylan Cruz, but overall within the organization. They want to win, and they want to win now. But I think Dylan Cruz, if you're going to get the best version of him, you're going to have him at the top of this lineup. And if this Nationals team is going to have any success in 2025, it's going to be with Dylan Cruz. It's not going to be without him. If the Nationals were to have success, Cruz would have to be great. Cruz is not going to be great batting 8th or 9th. He has to be in that top half to, number one, protect him, and number two, give him that confidence boost that we have seen that works. Give him the at-bats. Give him the opportunities. Because as of right now, having your former number one prospect entering 2024, batting 8th and not doing well, isn't helping anybody. It's just not. It's not working. It never has worked. And you need to have protection in this lineup, especially for someone who is so important for what you do here. So, Davey, I plead, please put Dylan Cruz in the top half of this lineup, and maybe that will fix things. Because last night, as we saw, Paul Skenes, he dominated. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 0 walks, and 3 hits. He dominated. Dylan Cruz went over against Paul Skenes. That matchup that we've all been waiting for, he had no chance. He had a ground out back to Paul Skenes, and that was basically it. So, what are we doing, Nationals? Let's get with the times. Let's get Dylan Cruz in the top half of this order. Let's protect him, and let's give him this confidence boost, because other than that, I don't see this train turning around on the tracks here. This has been a really rough start for Dylan Cruz. He needs a confidence boost, and it needs to come from the manager of this Nationals team, because it ain't working. Speaking of it ain't working, the Nationals bullpen. Let's talk about it after we tell you about our friends at FanDuel. And of course, the NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. And right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. And I love how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team or diving into player props. From 3-pointers to steals to assists, FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite player props. And plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same game parlay for a chance to win big. I've got Steph Curry in this playoffs over on the 3-pointers. He is the all-time king when it comes to 3-point shots. So don't miss out and head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Again, don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. And of course, yes, I am your host, Ryan Clary. You can catch me over on Twitter at RyanClary11. I'd like to pride myself and say I'm not a negative guy. You guys might think differently. If you're the first time listening today, you might think I am a miserable person. Because let's be honest, the last few days, it has been miserable to be a Nationals fan. You lost 2 straight games in Miami, and then you just got your teeth kicked in against Paul Skenes and the Pittsburgh Pirates last night. And the Pirates team that you are facing, this is not a good team. This is a pretty bad team right now. And you did not look good at all. In fact, you look terrible. Brad Lord in last night's game, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, walked a couple of guys. His ERA is inflated up to a 4.82. Brad Lord is not my issue here. My issue is the bullpen. Now let's tackle this yet again for the second time in this show. People complain about Davey Martinez in the way that he utilizes his bullpen. Davey is not the issue here. He is not the issue with this bullpen. Let's just tell it how it is. This bullpen is not very good. It's not talented. It's young. It's very immature. Maybe things turn around in the next few months, and we're talking about a much improved Nats bullpen. But as of right now, you have got guys like Colin Poche, Lucas Sims, Eduardo Salazar, who come in the game and they give up runs. Salazar, on one hand, I will say this has just been a recent kind of blow up for him. He started the year being really good out of the pen. Last night, in an inning pitch, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, and was not good. His ERA is up to a 6.75. Jackson Rutledge, who earlier this year has actually looked pretty good out of the pen. Didn't look too bad last night considering all things here. 2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, struck out a couple of guys also. And then we have Colin Poche. What are we doing? Colin Poche in a 2/3 innings pitch gave up a couple hits again. He walked a guy, and his ERA is now up to a 16.62 on this season. This Nationals bullpen is a complete train wreck. It's in huge trouble. I don't know what else to say other than the fact that if these starters don't go 7 innings pitch, I don't care what the score is. If the Nationals are up 10-0 in the 7th inning and Mackenzie Gore has an incredible start and he gets pulled and you have 6 more outs to get, who do you go to? Is it Jackson Rutledge, who at this point didn't even crack the opening day roster? Is it Eduardo Salazar, who the Nationals, they claimed off waivers this past season and looked good for them at times this past year, but now has looked good, but now is falling off? Is it Kyle Finnegan that you hope to God can close the game out and pitch for 6 outs? Is that your plan at this point? Jose Frere, who I really like and I still think will be a great bullpen guy. It's not working right now. It's not clicking. He's not pitching in the role that I think that he should be pitching. The bullpen is a complete mess. And I don't know what else to say outside than that. Where do you go from here? Where do the Nationals go? You don't really have that many more options today. Although there is one option in free agency that I think the Nationals should sign like right now. And that's 40-year-old David Robertson. Post-pandemic, since 2021, he has appeared in 200 games and has a 2.92 ERA. We could get in the nitty-gritty numbers, but overall, the Nationals, you just need a veteran presence in that bullpen. In the past 2 years for David Robertson, this past year in Texas, he had a 3 ERA. These back-to-back years, he has looked good. He has been in the postseason. He has pitched in big moments. He has been there, and he has done that. He won a World Series with the Yankees back in 2009. This guy is someone that Mike Rizzo should be calling today and say, what money do you want for this year? You want $6 million? You want $7 million? Whatever it is, we will pay you it. The Nationals are not going to win anything this year with a bullpen looking like this. This is a young team that is going through growing pains that we can all acknowledge. But we can also acknowledge the fact that the Nationals want to win now. And if they continue to preach that message, I think it's just wrong. Because this team is not ready to win with the bullpen like this and the way that this team has been managed overall. It's not been good. It has not been fun. And I don't see things changing unless you bring in some more talent. David Robertson should be a Washington National tonight. Should be coming in the 8th inning and setting up Kyle Finnegan for the save. Nothing is clicking in this bullpen. And I hate to break it to you, but nothing is going to click with the talent that you have right now. The last few days, it's baseball, man. It's been frustrating. You sit there, you watch all 9 innings, and you get frustrated and you're wondering, why isn't this team good? Why have they not kind of broken through yet? You go up against the LA Dodgers, you start slow against the Phillies, you play really good baseball against the NL West, against two very good offensive teams so far with the D-backs and the Dodgers. And then you go down to Miami where you dominated this past season and you drop 2 of 3 games there. And then you drop game 1 against the Pirates, who have been a complete mess so far. It's just bad. It's not fun. This has not been fun. And when is it going to change? It could change tonight. It's time to get back in the happy mood. The Pirates and the Nationals, game 2 of a 4-game series in Pittsburgh tonight. You've got Jake Irvin on the bump, who has had some rough starts here and there, but looks to get back on the right track. We'll discuss that after we tell you about our friends over at PrizePicks. And of course, we have talked about PrizePicks all the time, and basketball and hockey playoffs are heating up, and there's no better way to turn your sports knowledge into real rewards than with PrizePicks. The easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy. And with PrizePicks, you simply pick more or less on at least 2 player projections, and you're in. You can even combine players across sports, basketball, hockey, baseball, and more for your chance to win up to 2,000 times your cash. And here's what I'm picking this week. I've got Luka for more than 28 points and Jason Tatum for more than 8 rebounds. Also on the hockey front, I've got Alex Ovechkin for more than 1 goal and Austin Matthews for more than 5 shots on goal. What I love is how easy it is to set up your lineup in under 60 seconds, and PrizePicks runs every promo has a cool promo like Taco Tuesday, where they discount player projections up to 25% for even more value, and payouts are fast, safe, and secure. So download the app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Thank you all for making Locked On Nats your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. So today's a new day. It's a Tuesday. It's a Taco Tuesday, I may add. And the Nationals, you've dropped 3 games straight. Let's get back on track tonight against Mitch Keller, who has had some faulty starts against the Washington Nationals. He has given up a touchdown in years past, meaning like 6-7 runs against this Nationals team. He's coming off 2 solid starts this past year against the Nationals, and Mitch Keller has been a much improved version of himself that we have seen in years past. But right now, the Nationals, they need to get right back on the right track here, because Jake Irvin, he has been struggling so far this season, but overall, I think that the Nationals feel good about where Jake Irvin is today. So far this year, he has come in games. He has pitched in pretty high emotion games going up against the Dodgers and teams like that. But Jake Irvin is going to have to get back on the right track for this Nationals team in order to just win a game at this point. That's just what it is. You're not going to rely on this bullpen. This bullpen is not going to help you out right now, and that's fine. We expect that. Honestly, that's kind of the expectation at this point. Tonight's going to be one of those nights where Jake Irvin, and some pretty cold weather, I might add, in Pittsburgh. I believe it's going to be in the mid-40s and really gusty there, so it's going to be a cold night. But good thing for Jake Irvin is he's from Minnesota. This guy can handle the cold. In fact, I think he actually likes pitching in the cold a little bit more than what he does against like hot days here in DC where it's 90 degrees and 100% humidity. Like, it sucks at times here in the summer in DC. But Jake Irvin, being from the cold weather state in Minnesota, where it's 40 degrees basically for 9 months out of the year, or really 40 degrees if you're lucky, but you understand the point here. This is the night where Jake Irvin's going to have to go, because you're going up against Mitch Keller, who has had, he's honestly a pretty comparable pitcher to Jake Irvin at this point statistically. I think they're both kind of in that same category where they look to be really good at times, but also show a little bit of that youth here and there. But Mitch Keller, a little bit older at this point, and a former first-round pick also, I might add. But The Nationals, you got to get back on track tonight. And you've lost 3 straight games. Right now, the Nats sit at 6-10 on the season. They are 4th in the NL East. The Braves are picking up right behind them. But the Pirates are the Pittsburgh Pirates, man. This team is in turmoil right now. Their lineup is not very good. But with the way that the Nationals bullpen is and the way that the National starters have been going here recent, you got to win. You just have to win. It's dare I say, it's a must-win game this early on in the season. I mean, it's not, but it kind of is at this point to give us some hope. I need something. I need something to hold my hand with. I need a Nationals win. I need a Dylan Cruz extra base hit. I need Dylan Cruz to get on base. I need David Martinez to push all the right buttons. I need some magic to happen tonight in Pittsburgh because it has been a gloomy few days here in DC, and I'm tired of it. So there's that. Thank you all for making Locked On Nats your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Have a good one. Let's talk about a win tomorrow. And don't forget, Jason Worth will be joining the show on Thursday. We'll ask him about some of these struggles here on tomorrow or on Thursday's show. So stay tuned for that. I'll catch you on the flip side. Have a good one. Go Nats.